We're trying something new here on the Day Drinking Bassist channel. Basically, just a straight up rant. First of all, shout out. Those that know are those that know. Great show. I want to talk about practicing. I want to talk about the incentive to practice and how that changes, how it evolves, how it occurs. I remember back when I was playing hockey, it was everything small town, and you were the shit if you were a hockey player, right? Typical small town Canadian town. But I got a guitar, and all of a sudden, it kind of changed perspective to the point where I would get in. I was a good hockey player. I wasn't great, but I was a good hockey player. But I would actually get into fights on the hockey arena. You couldn't hurt anybody. You had face shields on, and but you got kicked out of the game. By the way, you can see the after effects of the fighting from punching helmets. Not very smart. But what it would do was it get me kicked out, and then I could go home and play guitar. That was my Friday nights, Saturday nights. On the weekdays, as soon as I got home, the bite took me. It was a ghetto blaster with headphones and hit and rewind and fast forward and playing it quietly along or with your amp until the parents got home, right? And didn't know anything about scales, just knew that, just found it. Didn't know an A from a D or a fish scale from a Mixolydian scale. Didn't know the difference, but spent the time. Oh, that was close. I was close. And when he got doing those passages, it seemed really close. He might have missed, instead of a 6 or it's a 7 according to tab. Whatever, it was all there. And it became obsessive to the point where I decided to decline university for it so I can get on the road and play. And then it was all about the learning, all about the listening, all about the enjoyment. And then you get into gigging, and it falls off over time, right? But you still do your thing. You're on top of your game. You do the best you can. Now, when I take a look at all the guitars and basses I have sitting over there, which you've seen in my intros before, and I still I listen for bass lines all the time. Always want to play, but I find that I don't do it as often enough. Why? Why aren't I as inspired to play? I definitely have the time. I work from home and have plenty of time. But I get this. I get my writing career for whatever that's worth, and all these little distractions and things where even when I do pick up the bass, I don't spend a significant amount of time. I spend enough time to scratch the itch, And that's it. To justify to myself that, yes, I'm still a bass player. It's not enough. It's not enough. So how do we get into it now, right? As a kid, if you're a little sprite watching this, go to the next video and see some tips on theory and learn some tablature funk riffs from Charles Berthone and all those guys, and dig in. It won't be a problem for you. For guys my age, to still want to make a career of this, still want to make an impact, still want to play. It's different incentives. Here's my suggestions how to do it. First of all, not the booze, but the fact that there's a guitar and a bass nearby, always ready to go. Make sure that and you can just grab it then and play acoustically during commercials, during TV binging, that sort of thing. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. But no, now next thing is you get rid of all those distractions. And you have some sort of source where you can just pick up and play, where you don't have to get up, plug in an amp, hook up a little effects pedal, throw on the headphones. You want it so it's just plug and play. Now, when you're in your man cave or in a situation where volume is not an issue, obviously you just set up an amp, have the cord dangling there, put your tunes on, and let it rip. When it's not that situation where noise can be a factor, it's a bit more difficult. You have to have it plug and play, sound good, and everything, and at the same time, not have to do too much setup so you're volume conscious. What I do is I use up almost my entire table here. Like, it's a big ass coffee table, right? But it's cluttered. It's cluttered because everything is just there, plug and play, ready to go. For example, I have a effects unit with the headphones plugged in that I wrap and just put over to the side, and a little one of those thin AB cords, I think they were, left and right, little things, 1/8" jacks that luckily my laptop still has and that effects unit has. So therefore I can directly send tunes into that and into my headphones. All right. A lot of phones and newer laptops don't have this particular thing. They all want it to be Bluetooth and all that. Like, waste of time. Great if you can set that up, but too complicated. Do it with a bunch of chords so it's nice and easy. And all you have to do is throw up a song on YouTube or off of your hard drive and dig in. Okay. Now, how do you stay? How do you get that magic back where you just want, where you just, oh, you want to learn so bad, you want to get so much better, instead of taking a couple rips at a obscure Aerosmith song and then calling it a day. Well, you don't do it with the way I just described. You have the similar setup, but you can take the feed from a drum machine and your bass and your bass. All right. So through the effects unit into a drum machine into the laptop. Now, here's what you can do. You can activate both of those. They don't have to be on time. You can just hit that, and it'll send that same feed, and you don't need songs. Okay? And what you do is you grab something like an Alesis SR16 or an old school drum machine. And again, this is for impromptu, not for longevity. And you pick some sort of weird groove that you're not comfortable with, like a preset jazz 12/8. And you just hit it and rip. Hit it and rip. Just go for it. Take it as far as you can. Hopefully that'll spark it. I mean, if you just do like a metronome or beats, what you're going to do is you're going to lock into the same olds. Same riffs you always do. Probably pentatonic minor. Probably key A or E. And it gets boring quick. So throw in some, like, especially a drum machine if it's from like mid 80s, wherever. So it's got like early 80s rap beats and techno, and it's so old crap and jazz, and it'll hopefully send you sparking. And then from there, dig into, some YouTube tunes, see how quickly you can read tab, go for that sort of thing. Play with the lights off so you're not looking at your hands, so you're forced to do it by feel and by ear. And then, I don't know, that's about it. Hopefully from there you can do your thing. Hopefully that inspires. Stay away from this, but at the same time you can't ignore this. It works. A lot of times just initiating the practice and getting it going aspires the gears, greases the gears, right? But the best way to lubricate the gears is, with this, or, with this. I'm not going to encourage anything else, but, chances are we have indulged in that situation. But, get warmed up first, get all excited, then enhance it with something like that. Take it easy and just go, and just go, and just go. Go until you fall asleep. Go until you're so hungry you can't take it anymore. Just go. And guaranteed the next day you'll be sparked and on fire and better than you were before. day drinking bassist out.